Okay, it looks like we're alive and well. Goodness, what the heck? So, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. So there's that. I guess I got a notification saying I was live. Okay. Um, yeah, so I just have this and I don't know. So we are gonna be looking for what are we looking for? I don't know. See, this one would have been your entry right here. One, two, three, four. I mean, but it wouldn't have been an entry because it wasn't. What? It wasn't over bond exactly. Uh, and it hasn't been all night because there's not enough volume. The only time it was. One second. They're working on the sidewalks out there, and pup was barking. I'm pretty sure my roommate is still sleeping, so is there news today? Yikes. Hmm. I was just logging in, but I had to sign a whole thing. This will tell us if there is news today. Well, I gotta go all the way back up here. February 9th. Oh, that is today. Okay. No news today. And if I go to my economic calendar over here, let me just refresh the calendar. Looks like there's retail sales tomorrow at 7:30. Sorry, I'm eating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. This is my breakfast. Okay, phew. That was delicious. Okay. Um, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So today is a pretty full day. It's 8 o'clock right now. In about a couple hours, I will have a meeting. Probably, I'm not sure. They might cancel it. Um, due to circumstances. Yeah, so there might be a meeting today. Don't know. Um, but what will happen is, um, I need to do a couple things, right? So, well, let me check because we have fitness. Waiting for the coach to post the schedule this week. This will most likely be my last week of fitness because, yeah, because of reasons. Okay, so because of job related reasons. So, Um, well, so yeah, I have applied to several jobs. I followed up with a couple. I followed up with a recruiter. I followed up with an application. Um, just to kind of put my name out there so that, here's the way I see it. Kind of like how I said in my trading mantra. What does it say? It says, I am not proving anything, I'm not escaping anything. Till the ground, plant the seeds. This is just work, follow the process, walk away. And it's kind of the same thing with this. All I'm here to do is do do my best work, right? Which is, yes, trading, applying for jobs, um, keeping the word, not word, um, keeping the Pop, what's the matter? Okay. I have to do my part, right? I can't just sit back and be like, and start crying, why I don't have a job, and like, okay, and and then what, right? There has to be some action, right? All I'm responsible for doing is tilling the ground, right? Planting the seeds, and God will grow whatever He wants to grow. But I still have to do some work. I can't just sit back and be like, well, God, bring me another job, but not apply to them, not reach out to recruiters. And I've reached out in a lot of different aspects. I have an application I applied to with ICE like back in September, and they haven't denied my application, but they also haven't moved it forward. So I just reached out and asked what the status is. Do I necessarily want to work for ICE? No, because I don't want to have to leave. I don't want to have to go anywhere. But you know, plant the seeds. Okay, if God doesn't want that to be the next course of action, it won't be. Okay, so I don't have to worry about it. And if it is the next course of action, then I also don't have to worry about it either. Um, I've applied to insurance jobs. I was working on getting my insurance license, but I kind of put it on hold for this, for trading. I kind of put the insurance thing on hold, but I might have to pick that up again. If insurance happens, then it happens. I have to do my part. I gotta keep studying, get my license, and do my part. But after that, after that, it's really not it's not up to me, right? I can trade, right? And I can, get in and I can do the right things with trading, but whether or not God decides to allow a harvest is not up to me. And yes, I don't want to fall into the same trap that I did last time, which was basically not doing any work at all and then saying, oh, oh God, bring the harvest, blah, blah, blah. But I didn't actually even do anything, but just kind of sit back and be like, oh, absolutely nothing. So again, like I'm saying, it's my responsibility to, well, it's my responsibility to, um, to do my part, and my part is putting in the work. I don't know what that's going to lead to, but I still have to put in the work. And um, so yeah, that's what I am doing. It's what I will be doing. Um, Goodness. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing. Um, and if whatever works works, whatever happens happens, exactly. Whatever works works, whatever happens happens. But I can't um can't stress myself out with the outcome, right? I don't control the outcomes of things, but I do control the input, right? Um, and the work you put in is sometimes not always directly related to the output. And that's the fact. I remember I applied to this job, the United States Attorney's Office. I put in very minimal effort. I did not want that job. You know what? I still got the job because it was what was next, right? It was what was next, and it was what was necessary, regardless of me wanting it or not. So, um, you know, you have to do, you have to do the, you have to do the work. Um, Goodness, yeah, you have to do the work, regardless of, um, yeah, you have to do the work regardless of, whatever the outcome is. You could put in a hard day's work and take your job seriously and be the best worker out there. You can be. That could be you. And you can still, absolutely still lose your job, right? Because of something that has nothing to do with you, right? In this instance, right? I had a whole system going. I had a whole system that incorporated the job plus trading plus getting outside plus fitness classes and all of these things contributing to my mental health. I had all of these positive things. Like, I had all these positive things going, and yet it didn't matter, right? It doesn't matter how much hard work I put in or how much this and that, because at the end of the day, right? I'm out of a job just like everybody else, right? And it doesn't have to do and it doesn't have to do with me. And sometimes that's just the fact, and the truth is sometimes these things don't have anything to do with you. They're just the way they are. And it's sad, but it's true. Sometimes it is what it is. But um, I'm still gonna put in the work, still gonna put in the time. I'm still gonna trade just like I would be doing any other normal freaking day. Still do this exact same thing, and yeah, just keep doing the same thing. And whatever the outcome is, the outcome is not up to me. um there's somewhere in the Bible, I believe it says, the rain falls on the just and the unjust. I don't know if it was talking about rain in a good sense or rain in a bad sense, but it doesn't really matter, does it? Because the rain falls on the just and the unjust. Good things happen to bad people, and good things happen to good people. Bad things happen to good people, and bad things happen to bad people. It's kind of just the facts of life. Just because you're a hard worker and you take your job seriously, or you need your job, or you're grateful for your job, and you're blessed and you're thankful, doesn't mean that you can't lose it. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure Job was thankful for all that he had. It doesn't preclude, is it preclude? I don't know if that's the right word. But just because he's grateful for what he has doesn't mean that he can't lose it, right? Um, but I have to believe that just because I lost my job doesn't mean that the good things aren't on the way. So I gotta keep showing up, even though it's hard, even though kind of feels, I could go into a whole bunch of emotions of how it feels. But I gotta focus on what is real right now. So, goodness, what the. So yeah, I'm going to try to move my screens around so that I can hold up, so that I can trade. Well, if I trade, then I can trade on this. Well, yeah, so that I can have this going and then this going at the same. This is going to be difficult. This is going to be very difficult. Okay, as far as alerts, I'm going to put alerts on this. I'm going to change that. 1 second. And then put an alert here. Okay, now we'll go to our alerts. And we'll just change these. I want this exactly at 30. No. 30. Okay. Save. And then this one has to be exactly at 70. Okay. Now I have alerts. Okay. Sound should be. The sound is on, but my headphones are plugged in. Let me unplug them. Okay, so now I should actually get alerts. Now let's move this. I'm just trying to make it so that, and also let me get rid of, let's get rid of our little icon. Whoa. Okay, so that way we can see. Because I don't want to have to be looking over here while trading over here. And well, I don't want to be looking over here, looking on this screen, but then looking over here to my other screen, because then I have to go in between screens. So I want it all on the same screen. So this becomes less important. This more. Okay, I will be back. Oh, goodness. Okay, so what happened? What did happen? I don't know. I'm cold. So cold. I have the fan running, but it's like 75 or something in here, but I'm freezing. Okay, what was I even talking about before? I don't know. Oh yeah, so I was saying how I don't want to be bouncing between screens while I create, so I'm just putting it all on one screen. It kind of looks messed up. It kind of looks haphazardly thrown together, but it's too bad. Okay. So, yeah, that's I don't even know what I don't have anything to say. Um, we'll be drawing our levels as we do when we do. Huh. Oops. Yeah, we'll draw our levels out and then um in about 8 minutes it will be time to go. Let's see. 7:30. Where are you? There we are. Okay. Let's draw the lines. We just might create a high before the end of the hour. Let's see. Okay. There we go. All right, so pretty tight range it looks like. What are we looking at? 255. Okay, it's not that tight. It looks tight, but so far it's at 255. It might be bigger in a couple of seconds. We still got 6 minutes before open. Um, you were saying, Lizzie? Yeah, I read this. 1 second. No, wasn't it? 1 second. Okay, I don't remember what it was, but hmm. Oh, this is the 5 minute. I was like, why does this look different? I don't know why. I'm just noticing that it looks different, but it does. What? So confused. No, this is where it's starting. Right here. This is this. Okay. I was like, why? But yeah, I guess. Hold on. Sometimes I like to pop and make sure there's nobody watching. Okay, good. Um, you know, some real talk. Um, I don't know. I feel like whenever things are going good, I just kind of forget about God. Like, not in like a, oh, I don't care sort of a way, but in just like a, huh, life's going good. I have no complaints. I have no reason to, you know, go crying to God, like, help, you know. Um, but right now, it's like, I don't even feel like crying. I don't remember the last time I cried. Maybe it was when I watched a sad movie, but I don't know. It's like the last time I lost my job, it was a, it was a bonding moment. It was like a it was a major turning point in my faith. I was like, wow, if I could get through that, God can get me through that. I don't have anything to worry about. And I think I've just taken that, we're right up at the top. I think I've just kind of taken that mentality with me throughout life. And I'm just like, yeah, if, okay, we just created a new high. I have to move this bar. Um, I'm like, oh, if God can get me through that, I don't have anything to worry about. And so I think I've just literally been going through life without a care and a worry because it's like, why? Why? Even when I lost my job the last time, I was a little anxious. I started doing, was that Lyft? Like became a Lyft driver for a second. But, I was a little anxious. But it wasn't like, oh, your job's gone. It was just on pause indefinitely. But, there was a guarantee of it's gonna come back. But with this, it's like, yeah, it's not coming back. It's not coming back. So now it's like, okay, I'm being thrust into this world of you gotta find something else to do. And that's scary. It's actually scary because it's like, boy, I don't know what to do. Um, I legitimately don't know what to do. And what time is it? Okay, we have like 50 seconds. Okay. Um, I legitimately don't know what to do. And um and yeah, it's like, sure, I guess I could be excited, like, oh yeah, world is oyster, new beginnings, blah blah blah. But at the end of the day, I'm just like, I just wanted some stability. But I don't know. I'm in a weird spot because I'm not panicking. I'm not, in a deep despair. I'm just like, oh, okay, here we go again. And that's a weird. Okay, here the market is opening. We're shooting down. We were. Now we're coming all the way back up. Um, it's a weird spot to be in. It's a very weird spot to be in because it's like, oh wow, we just touched the top again. Um, I'm gonna write some stuff out in a second, but yeah, it's like, what was I even saying? I don't know. All right, looks like we just broke the high. Breaking the high. Oh, dang it. If I'm looking at breaks of high, I need this chart open. See, I forgot. 1 second. 1 second. Yeah, I forgot. If I'm doing breaks of high, I need this chart open right here. So this one has to close above, and it didn't the first time. So we have 40 seconds. This one has to close. That would be a pullback if this closes and it is not closing. Okay, we're going back into the range, coming back out. 30 seconds. 15 seconds. This might actually give us a quick one. Quick in that, okay, we have 7, 6, and we're overbought on this RSI. So we just closed. So now you'd be looking for your sell down. There's your sell down. You'd be looking for green. There's your entry. Okay. That would be the entry if this is the one we're tracking. Okay. We're tracking this one. Let's see if it pushes. This is your entry. This is our trade where we're trying to figure out context. And right now this one's kind of sloppy, doesn't know what it's doing. It's okay. But you would have gotten a decent entry because it didn't run all the way up really fast. So let's see what it does here. And that should have been because I have a working theory that if it breaks within like the first couple of minutes, breaks and holds within the first couple of minutes, it tends to go. But that's just a random theory I have working. This one only gave us 1 brick. It would have to give us 2 more. That's not a loss yet. It would, because your stop loss is initially here, your entry is there, and you're going for 30. So this is 10, 20. Okay, there's 20. I'm gonna have to count it. 1 more will be 30, and you'll be good. The only reason why I don't trade this strategy, yes, trading it actually did make quite a bit of money, but it was also problematic at the same time because why, what happened? Oh yes, because I'm still figuring out context. So we got 10, 20. I don't see 30. And it looks like okay, I need 1 more and I will circle it. Okay, that's good enough. All right, so circle. So this one was a good one. Good one. Let's draw here. All right, so there's your circle after a, yep, there you go. There you have it. I'm gonna need to screenshot that. Yes. what was I saying? Oh yeah, I was talking about emotions and stuff. Uh, yeah. So, yeah, about emotions. Um, it's just part of me should feel excited, like, oh yeah, new chapter, new beginnings, new stuff, right? And in a sense, maybe I do feel like that just a little bit, but at the same time, it's a little nerve-wracking, right? If I was debt free and I could cover rent for a year and I was just, sitting on a pile of cash, then sure, I'd probably use this time to just kind of reflect and chill out and all that. But unfortunately, that's not the case. Most of my paycheck goes to bills every single time. Most of it goes to bills. And that's just to say, um, that yeah, I have a lot of expenses and it's not so easily it's not so easily remedied as just, oh, just live off. Yeah, before I lived off of savings. Don't know how, but I managed to live off of savings for a couple of months when I wasn't working. But for some reason, you know, finances have been so tight that it's like I could live off of savings for like a month, maybe two, but then it's all gone, right? So, you know, it's not as simple to just be like, oh, cool, use this time to reflect when you have like a trillion bills to pay. Like I said, when I look at my spending, 94% of all of my spending, like the largest amounts, all go to bills. Like it all goes to bills. Yes, there's other things like food. Yeah, I go to Kroger a bit, but I spend maybe $400 a month at Kroger, maybe, and that's including like getting dog food and stuff. So, sure, I spend a few $100 a month on food, but in the grand scheme of things, that's not even, it's only a small percentage of all spending. 94% of it is all going to bills. I canceled a bunch of subscriptions. I only had like three that were cancelable, but yeah, it's like I canceled all these subscriptions. I canceled all this stuff, and it's like, and it's like, yeah, I don't know. I just I don't know. Most, like I said, most of my spending is literally, actually, most of my spending is literally bills, and it's like you can't just get rid of bills, right? Um, you know, Probably the biggest bill, obviously, would be first. Obviously, you have rent. Then after that, it would probably be my car payment. After car payment would be my personal loan payment because I pay. Basically, I let my brother use my credit card to buy trading accounts. And he maxed out my credit card. But this was while I had a job before. And so I could afford that. I was like, yeah, whatever, whatever. It's just 10 grand, whatever. But now it's like, crap, I can't pay that back. So I had to take out a loan. So that's the third biggest item. Then would be um, my insurance, car insurance payment, followed by phone bill, um, and then electricity bill would probably be between maybe around whatever the car payment is, electricity, and then I have student loan payment, um, and those are all my major, those are all my major expenses, like things that I can't not pay, you know. Everything else is was like food at Kroger. I don't even eat out anymore. Um so yeah, like I said, it's well, yeah, so like if I add everything up, I'm just gonna say like 800 for no, I'm gonna say 750 because I have a roommate who pays half, so I'll just say 750 for rent plus 450 for car payment plus 415 for personal loan plus car insurance fluctuates. I'll say 200 plus electricity fluctuates. I'll say 150. Car payment, I mean phone bill is like 119. Is that everything I said? I feel like it. Yeah, so that's all of those bills together are like 2,800, sorry, $2,084. $2,000 in simply um and simply just bills and things I can't not pay, right? So if I have 5,000 left in my savings account, uh effectively I could last 2 months, but I can't because like if I can't pay rent, right, I have to buy out of my contract, which is rent plus it's a month and a half rent to buy out of a contract. So I couldn't even buy out of a contract. Like if I was gonna buy out of my contract, I would have to do it before the money ran out, you know. Um, but yeah, it's just it's it, it's a rough place to be in, right? It's a rough place to be in. Um, when like again, the majority of my stuff is of payments that I have to make are things that I have to do, right? It's not like, oh, this is optional, right? And I didn't add my student loan payment, which is like $54 a month. It's nothing. Plus, I pay for this, I pay for TradingView on a monthly, which is like $67 monthly. So now we're up to $2,200. That's an entire paycheck gone. So, like I'm saying, an entire paycheck gone, an entire paycheck gone. So, uh, it's not so easy just to be like, oh, live off of savings. If I didn't have 90% of these bills, um, like if I wasn't making that personal loan payment, I could survive a little bit longer. But, am I gonna go hounding my brother to start paying me back? No, because he knows that he owes me and he has intentionally, you know, cut off contact because, if I owed somebody 10 grand, I probably wouldn't want to talk to them either, especially if I couldn't pay them back, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, and I think it's more than 10 grand, but at a certain point, I kind of lost track because I sent him a picture of what it was, but then my phone broke and all of that information was on my phone. So, yeah, no clue, no clue. But, anyways, I'm gonna go and log back into work. I have I have the notifications alerts set, so I'm just gonna let those be. Yeah, I'm gonna let those be because yeah, well, no, first what I'm gonna do, this is what I'm gonna do. Yeah. I'm going to do one thing real quick. Okay, hold on. Why are we struggling here, folks? Okay, so I'm just gonna do my picture for this. What was our pre-market range? We had to move the line. Let's see. So pre-market range was 292. No news. Okay, there we go. All right, let's save this one. Copy. I don't think that copied for some odd reason. Okay, and then let's go here. Sorry, you can't see what I'm doing, but it's the same process. Just copying and pasting. Nobody. They're doing like work and stuff out out there. They're like drilling up stuff, and it's Monday, so every Monday they do like yard work and stuff, like mowing and weed whacking, leaf blowing, and all that stuff. And Pup hears something and he goes running to the door, so I leave the balcony open. Feb 9, 2026. Okay. Yeah, I leave the balcony open so that if he does hear something, he can run outside and see that there's nothing and then calm himself down rather than running to the door but can't go outside, then just starts barking at the door. So, strategy. Although the wasps are coming back, I've seen a few of them now. I don't know how they survived the deep freeze. Not that it was a deep freeze, but I wish it was because then it would have killed most of the wasps. But yeah, the wasps are back, starting to come back, so I probably will have to not leave that door open unless I'm sitting right there because otherwise he will the wasp will get in and I don't want to deal with that. I've had like multiple last summer multiple wasps have come in, so um yeah, it was not fun. And then this morning I opened the door to let him out because I think he was barking again. And there was a giant mosquito. I think he tried to catch it. He was chasing the mosquito around in the balcony. And it was huge. It wasn't like, oh, it's a little cute little, no. It was a giant mosquito. It was like big, like, okay, it wasn't as big as a dragonfly, but it was big like a dragonfly. Okay. Um, anyways, I have my alerts set so I'll know if we get an overbought, oversold, and if we do, I will be here. Otherwise, I don't know. I don't know. Um, and at some point today, I'll need to either meet my coach in person today or send him a message before I even get there and let him know this will be my last week. Last year, he let me, yeah, last year he let me, continue going to class, even though, I didn't have the money to. He let me continue going to class. Um, but I don't know. I want to keep going to class, but at the same time, I'm like, I feel kind of bad because I was gonna stop going to class for 3 months so I could go do the MMA thing, but so I would feel bad going to class for free, then getting a job, and then quitting class for 3 months. You know what I'm saying? Oh boy, pup's barking now. Um, yeah, I need to go deal with him, but I will be back. If I hear a ding, I will just be working on some other things. Oh, and I thought to leave a positive story um for later for later to end out the morning in case we don't get anything and I have to stop the stream. I just wanted to leave with a funny story. So not even funny, but I'm on the phone. I'm talking to Jaden, and I'm on my trail walk, and I go to this neighborhood all the time to walk. I don't live there, but I pretend that I live there. Anyways, I always talk to the residents that live there and, strike up some conversation. Well, I'm talking to Jaden on the phone, and this guy jogs by, and he's all like, Lizzie. And I'm just like, huh? Well, first I smiled, and I was like, oh, hey. But then I'm like, who is that? Because I only talk to people in the context of people who have dogs. Like, I'll stop and talk to people. I can name a number of people or at least their dogs' names. Um, and normally I'm the type of person that likes to repeat conversations that I've previously had in my head and be like, that went well, or well, why did I say that? And so I'm that type of person. And so the fact that this this guy runs by and he obviously knows me, like he smiled and recognized me, said my name, and he waved as he jogged by, and I smiled and I waved back, but I'm like, who are you? I don't. I'm trying to think, what kind of dog did this guy have? Because I usually only stop and talk to people who have dogs, and I can think of a number of conversations I've had with people. Like, I'll talk about a lot of things, like where they're from or weather. One time there was this one guy named, what was his name? Like Richard. And I had stopped on the bridge to look at like they're, what are they called? Water, a river rat. I think it was some sort of a river rat, or there's a different name for it, but I can't think of it. Um, and um, and yeah, I'm just over there looking, and this guy pulls over, and he's like, "What you looking at?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm looking at these." And so we're just standing there talking. I remember that guy's name. His name was Richard, and I just met somebody like yesterday. Her name was Marianne, and then I met some other lady like a couple of weeks ago. Her name was Adriana, and yeah, I can remember people's names because I stop and I have conversations with him, and this guy clearly remembered me, but I didn't remember him. And so I'm like, I kind of feel bad because I'm like, crap, we must have talked about something important for him to say something. But not kind of bothering me. Anyways, one thing I have to do today, make a shopping list. But I have a meeting in an hour, so I'm gonna, yeah, all that's good stuff, good stuff. Anyways, I'm here. Okay. So basically, for all of my cases, I don't know if we're supposed to be going through and, yeah, I don't know if we're supposed to be going through and just getting them all ready um, for I mean, not if, for the next people that are going to come through and handle them, or if I'm supposed to actually be producing numbers at the same time. So, ugh, I don't know why my heart is racing. I was not expecting to hear a ding. So, also it's a little cold in here. But anyways, so ugh, goodness. Yeah, so I really don't know what I'm supposed to be focusing on, and I don't even know. Let me grab this blanket. I also don't know if there's even a meeting today because sometimes uh my team lead will not tell us if there's supposed to be a meeting. Or like there's supposed to be. There's always supposed to be a meeting, but sometimes she will just cancel the meeting and not say anything, and then nobody has a clue. So we all sit there for, 10, 15 minutes only for her to then message and say, there's no meeting, guys. So yeah, that's annoying. Anyways, so yeah, I am cold. I'm very cold because I don't know why. I have the fan going so it's not stuffy in here, um but yeah, then it's just cold. um okay, yeah. So waiting to see if we get a crossover. And I don't know, maybe I should limit it to like one trade a day or something like that because um yeah, because I don't know. I don't want to get to a point where I'm over trading and there's definitely the temptation of, oh, if you lost the first one, just trade the next one and the next one. For sure, it could go or it could not, and then you're screwed. But why is it so cold? Anyways, so no, I'm like unseasonably. Is it unseasonably? I'm cold. Okay, let's just put it that way. And yes, the fan is going, but it's not even like cold in here. Okay, so we haven't crossed yet. No. So there's no cross here. So that's not an entry. No. It is not an entry. Okay, there's your cross. There's your entry. Sell market. Did that even work? Oh, maybe I did not get in. Okay, I think I pressed that twice. I'm not pressing it again. Oh, there might be restrictions on this. I think there's restrictions on this. Hold up. Let me go to micro gold. I think there are restrictions on this one, guys. Cause really? That's so weird. Hmm. Okay, I don't know what's wrong. I know there's maybe there definitely is restrictions um on the regular one. Maybe is this a refresh button? Let me just refresh this. Huh. Very interesting. There shouldn't be. Oh, I'm still on this. 1 second. I have to go here. Micro gold. Okay, well, that didn't end up going anyways. But my issue is more the fact that it wouldn't let you enter. There's been restrictions on gold, but I don't know how. I'm just gonna go one because I don't know. Okay, that was the problem. That was the problem. What? So the problem is there's restrictions on gold. Okay, got it. Um, yeah, that was the problem. There's restrictions on trading that because I tried to enter multiple times and none of them went. So I think it's the restrictions because of the volatility, which I don't even know because this is simulated for an eval, so it shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter, and yet, okay. Yeah, like I said, it shouldn't matter, so I don't know what their issue is, what their problem is, but whatever. Okay. Like I said, I have no idea why those restrictions still exist, but apparently they do. And for how long do they exist is my question. Because how am I supposed to? I mean, I can still trade it, but like, I don't know. Yikes. Like I said, this would have been a whole lot better with an actual contract. I just don't understand why it won't let me use real contracts. Let me go to. Yeah, they sent that increase in volatility. Sim and live. I mean, I guess this is sim, but like, whatever. And then they've limited all the position sizes. Even on micros, you can only trade up to 2 micro gold contracts. Only two. Um, yeah, you can't trade any gold, silver, copper, platinum, natural gas, or E-mini natural gas. Any of them. Crazy. Crazy. That kind of puts potentially a damper in your trading strategy. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Because if I can't trade the way that this is designed to be traded, then what the heck? Okay. That just okay, wow. That puts That's very interesting. That's all I have to say. That is very, very interesting. So you'd have to target, I'd have to, because it's $1 per move. So you'd have to target a lot more. I mean, I guess with the market so volatile, it doesn't matter, but I don't know. It's Can I still trade it? Yes. But the problem then becomes um, less about tradability and more about profitability. Like, okay, yeah, I can still trade the strategy, I can still do the stuff. Obviously, this one's about to go bye bye in like 2 seconds. But yes, I can still trade the strategy, but the problem becomes if I can only trade two micro contracts, then what am I doing? Like at that point, eh, I don't even know. I don't even know what to say to that. There you go. If I can only trade two micro contracts, look at that. 30, oh, I'm down $35. What I was up maybe 30 when you can only, risk $2 a tick because of volatility. Like unless you're catching instances of extreme volatility where it's running up and down, you know, 500 ticks, okay. But on a day like this where it's just normal stuff, what? Okay. I wonder how long those restrictions will go away. Yeah, I just went to their Discord and it appears that yeah, there's a ban on metals. And how long that ban will last? No idea. No idea. Um, but apparently yeah, it's been going on for a couple of weeks now, this ban. I get placing the ban on like live and maybe funded, but if you're just trying to pass an eval, it shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Anyways, yeah, if you're just trying to pass an eval, it should not matter. But here we are. So that puts a damper on things. It puts a major damper on things, folks. Major, major, not even joking. Like, not even joking. Not even joking. It really affects things. If I can't trade, boy, if I can't trade gold, which is my main thing that I trade, actually, it's the only thing that I trade. If I can't trade gold, oh boy. Yeah, if I can't trade gold, then it's like, what are you doing, Lizzie? What are you doing? Oh boy. This changes things. Cause I could go to like this. Let's try. Now I could go to the NQ. This would be bad. This would be really bad. But yeah, it's like if I can't trade gold, then what am I doing? Actually, what am I doing? Because if I can't trade gold, then that's beyond problematic. Like beyond problematic. Um, because it's like what? Can I switch over to the NQ? Allegedly, I could. It doesn't. It's a long shot. It's a long shot. I could attempt to switch over to the NQ, which is still tradable, but again, long shot. It's a long shot, and there's just volatility, more nonsense going on. I don't really want to switch right now, and yet, like I cannot. There's your entry. I cannot trade gold and on Top Step. Like I literally can't. I would have to move to, as long as there's a ban on it, I can't trade it. Plain and simple. Yeah, yeah, as long as there's a ban on gold on that, I can't trade it. And that's unfortunate. It's beyond unfortunate. It's literally kind of devastating if you think about it, because that was my entire playbook. You see, this is what I'm saying. It doesn't matter what I do. It's like things are become my opposition. Like things become like an opposition to me. And it's not even because, oh, you weren't doing what you were supposed to. It's like, no, actually, I was doing, I was doing everything I was supposed to. I showed up, I hit the buttons, and yet what? Exactly. I show up, I press the buttons, I do the thing of the thing, and now there's a ban on the very product that I trade. So, when I start to get a little, I'm not depressed, but when I say some good things have to be coming eventually in the future because this is ridiculous, this is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the fact that, yeesh, I'm talking about the fact that it doesn't matter what I do, there's just problems, problems upon problems that have nothing to do with me, right? If I showed up to my job and I was like a terrible a terrible worker and I didn't put in the effort and didn't put in the time, and you're like, "Oh, Lizzie, you're fired. You're a bad employee." Okay, fine. Fire me. I'm a bad employee. What do you want? Like if you're gonna fire me for being a bad employee because I'm a bad employee, then fire me for being a bad employee, right? But I'm not even fired for being a bad employee for something I did. it has literally has nothing to do me. It's a with me. It's a budgeting thing, and this uh the 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 currency being um well, not even a currency, but it's literally untradeable. Like I can't trade it. And it's like, okay, sure, I can trade a dollar contract, $2 contract. Sure, I could. In theory of relativity, I guess I could. But but then it becomes pointless because if I need to trade for a living, which means I need to be making a couple $100 a day, I can't effectively do that trading a dollar per move targeting 50 ticks. I'd have to either stay in trades longer and have more trades lose, or I'd have to trade more often, take more trades, and then set myself up for the same problem. So that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying is that the problem is not, I don't know. I'm starting to think that the problem is not me. It's literally everything else. Like, I don't know. When you do everything you're supposed to do and you show up, yeah, it's like when you do everything you're supposed to do and you show up, and it's like, oh, good job showing up. You still lose. That's how it feels. It feels like, good job showing up, you still lose because, exactly, there is no reason. There is no good and valid reason. It's just, it is what it is. Can't all be winners, and that's true. I mean, that's true. Can't all be winners, but that's how it feels. It feels like you show up 82, 78, 79, 80. That's how it feels. It feels like you wake up in the morning, you show up, you punch in. Yikes. You punch in, you punch out, you do what you're supposed to, and then it's like, yeah, good job doing that, but you still lose. Good job showing up today, but you still lose, right? That's how it feels. It feels like, yeah, you know, it feels like a good job. You showed up, you did your part. Hmm. Good job. You showed up, you did your part, but you still lose. And I don't know. Like, see, it makes you want to just kind of, like when you write a paper in school and then you do everything right, you wrote this beautiful paper, and then your computer crashes and you have to start all over again because it didn't save it or corrupted the file. So you have to restart everything all over again. not because you were lazy. You didn't fail because you were lazy. You didn't fail because of any reason other than circumstances. Crap, I have a meeting in like 45 seconds, I think. I'm not really sure. But yeah, that's how it feels. It feels like um, showing up only to be knocked back down. And for what? Like, actually, though, for what? That's how it feels. It's like you showed up. Good job, Lizzie. You showed up today. You did all the stuff you were supposed to do, but now you can't even trade that currency or that indice or whatever. You can't even trade gold. I mean, you can, but you can trade micro contracts and you won't actually see any real profits. You'll maybe make $30, $40 in a trade. That means you'll have to sit in trades longer, which means winning trades turn into losing trades more often, or you have to take multiple trades. It's your choice. Your choice, you do what you want. But it makes it feel like the game is rigged to lose for no reason. I'll be back. Bro, my stupid team lead has done it again every single time. She's all like, we're all sitting here waiting, 5 minutes go by. She doesn't update anybody. So I just left the meeting. I'm not dealing with that bullshit. Okay. So, anyways, yeah, like I'm saying, that's how it feels. It feels like the system is rigged. Like the system is rigged because it's like if I can't trade the one indice that I want to trade, then what am I doing? Like actually, what am I doing? Um, because yeah, it's like if I can't trade that, um then it's literally pointless. Like actually pointless. And I that means I just spend 100 and whatever dollars on this account that I can't trade. You see where I'm going with this? If I can't trade it, then what are we doing? So, and I don't know if it's restricted on Apex or anything, and I really don't want to start trading the NQ because as you can see, the NQ, a lot of movement, a lot of stuff going on, but I don't know how reliable that is, you know. Um, ugh, I just no. I don't know. I don't know. What I do know is what I do know is yikes. Well, is I don't know. I literally all I can say is I don't know like 5 times because I don't know. You know, it's like when the system feels just designed for actual failure, it's like, and not even designed for failure, but like timing is wrong, everything is wrong. Because let's say I had passed and I had the account, I still couldn't trade it for the exact same reason. You know, that's what I'm saying is I still couldn't trade it for the exact same reason because of this, because of the restriction. I couldn't trade it for the exact same reason. So regardless of how I had I passed before or after, it wouldn't matter because they would still restrict the gold and all of the metals, and then there'd be I couldn't trade it. So so yeah, at times like these, it's like, what do you do? Like actually though, what are you supposed to do? Because there there appears to be a no-win. This is a no-win situation. This is a no-win situation, right? If I switch to trading in the NQ, then I have to deal with NQ volatility, which is brutal. If I switch, if I stay trading gold, I can't trade gold on Topstep. I literally can't, and apparently this has been going on for a couple of weeks now. So I can't trade gold on Topstep until further notice because they're not saying when, right? So it could be another week, could be a day, could be another month. I don't know. So then I'm sitting here with an account that I can't trade, which means maybe I have to look into trading something else the uh, like maybe I have to look into trading something else, such as um, yeah. So I'm like, okay, maybe I have to trade uh gosh, yeah, like, oh, maybe I have to trade the NQ. I've been avoiding the NQ for I haven't touched the NQ in probably a year, maybe a little less than a year. It's been a while. It's been a long while, and for good reason too. Mhm. Yeah, she's saying we will not meet today. We will meet on Wednesday. Yeah, but she said that in a message. How many minutes later? Let's see. She said that 10 minutes after the meeting should have started. You see, this is what she does. That's why I refuse to stay waiting into the meeting. Also, I got a call a um from basically, so the company that's taking over all of our cases, I basically messaged one of their recruiters and I was like, "Hey, have any remote work?" They have a position in Washington, but I don't want to move to Washington. Plus, I can't move to Washington. Like, I literally have a lease and I can't buy out of my lease, then also buy and get an apartment in Washington and then have to move. Like, what? Ugh. Yeah, that just it wouldn't work. It wouldn't work on so many levels. Anyways, um, yeah, like I said, it would not work. So Okay, I feel like I just need to regroup and think about this um a little bit later, cause yeah, I if I can't trade, like I said, I don't want to do Apex. Never did, never have. But hmm, just text message from, huh? Oh. Anyways, my problem is specifically that if I can't trade gold, I don't know what to do. The whole plan was to trade gold on Top Step, and I can't do that. So I either have to transition to another thing, which they have plenty of things I can trade. I mean, Here, let's go to the contracts. Let's see what they got. Can trade. Where, what does that even say? Hold up, let's make this bigger. I can't read it. Okay. Still can't read it. Natural gas, that one is also limited. Copper is limited. Euro FX, the Japanese yen, the Canadian dollar, British pound. Isn't that like Forex kind of territory? Let's look up. Well, let's keep scrolling. Is that wheat? I think this says wheat. Why is this so difficult to read? Oh, maybe because it's set to 65%. Never mind. Okay, now let's try reading it. Oh, okay, that says the Nikkei. Yeah, wheat, 2-year note, soybeans, soy oil, corn. Yummy. Let's click on corn, shall we? Wait, hold on. Let's do this first. 1 second. 1 second. I'm going to corn. CH. No, wait. Okay. Yeah, look at that. It looks absolutely horrendous. What else is there? RTY. Let's look up the RTY. RTY. Okay, and it seems to be moving smoothly. It actually looks the same as the last one. Whatever. RTY. 1 second. Oh, is this it? Russell Index. I don't know, it looks very similar to the last one. Exactly. It looks very similar to literally this, just without all of the noise. Okay, what else do they have? Can't trade platinum, can't trade any of the metals. Go away, little bug. Okay, can't trade any metals. Oil. Yeah, you can only trade micro Bitcoin. Yeah, where'd oil go? That's a CL. Let's see where CL is standing. CL. Well, okay. I used to trade oil back in the day. Way back in the day. Whoa, hold up. This won't work. This goes all the way back to September. This was all in Sunday. This won't work. Not on this size. It says the box size is 2. What? I think the box size needs to be less than 2. I think it needs to be less than 1. I don't think it can be. Yikes. Well, that's not promising at all. Okay, so you can't trade oil. There's not enough movement. Uh, hmm. Hmm? Oh, whatever. Anyways. Yeah, I don't know. I need to go think about this. But anyways, not gonna trade this because I don't